as far as what motivates me to get up and come to work every day is 100% without a doubt the people that I get to work with here every day.
So while I was working in the jail, I had firsthand experience getting to watch the other departments in the area, and it became very clear to me that Appleton had well-trained officers. They were confident, they were kind, they were respectful. They were just overall the most well-rounded department, and I also had the opportunity to see how their leadership treated their officers, and that made the decision a no-brainer for me.
I met several Appleton police officers, and they encouraged me to do a ride-along, and I did a couple of ride-alongs with some of the female officers at Appleton, and I really liked it a lot, so I applied, and here I am.
Well, I'm not from Appleton, I'm from Minnesota, and so when I was searching for agencies, I was looking across the entire Midwest, and ultimately when I found Appleton, it was an easy choice.
I like the idea that Appleton is a big enough department that there's a lot of variety of options and areas that you can work within the department, that it's not just patrol or detective or supervisor, that there's a lot of other things that you can do, a lot of opportunities, and even within the patrol unit there's tons of areas that you can specialize in. So that was really important to me.
At Appleton, like I said before, you have opportunity to grow as an officer, and they really push for you to find your passion and to pursue that.
My favorite thing about Appleton Police Department would be allowing me to play on my strengths as a police officer. They don't confine officers to just certain tasks. They let you really find your niche within the police department.
I love the idea of not being tied to an office, not being stuck in one environment, coming into work and having a different, type of experience for work every day. And as I've progressed through my career here, I can honestly say that has never changed.
But I really like the area. I think that there's a lot of good diversity around here. There's a lot of things to do, but you still have that small town feel. And I feel like the same is reflected within the Appleton Police Department. It's a big enough department where there's still a lot of room for movement, you can specialize in different things, but it's small enough that I know all of my coworkers and I have the ability to build a close relationship with all of my coworkers.
I was looking for a department that would help to encourage my own growth, that would give me training opportunities, and wouldn't leave me stuck in one position, somewhere where I could go and do trainings and make myself a better person and grow from there.
So the one thing about our community that I love is the fact that, I was welcomed here. That not only was I coming in from another place, that they welcomed me with open arms, but that I'm proud to work here. I'm proud of the people that I work with, and I'm proud of our community that we serve.
Appleton's home, and I wanted to protect the community that I grew up in because I felt pretty safe growing up here. I rode my bikes all down the streets in Appleton and admired officers that were working and always looked up to them. So Appleton was always the goal to be at.
My favorite thing working here is the family environment. We get to do cool events throughout the year that includes not just ourselves but our families, and then the people that we work with are genuinely good people, and it's apparent with how they step up in your everyday lives. You show up for them and they show up for you, and it just makes working together so much better.
I think being a female officer at the Appleton Police Department has opportunities to reach out to specific victims that might not otherwise want to speak with a police officer. I know in my experience with interviewing children and sometimes sensitive crimes, it has been helpful to have a woman's touch, if you will, in investigating certain crimes and making specific victims feel more at ease.
I think being a female officer for some young girls who may not think that that's a common role for females to be, seeing females in that role and knowing that anybody can do this job if they have a passion for it and want to help folks.
I think it's so important for girls to see that there's a lot of fields that they can be in that maybe they never thought about, and so when they can see a female officer in a position like that that's around them, that becomes approachable, I think it just helps to open up that idea to younger kids, that just because in the past it's been such a male-dominated profession doesn't mean that it needs to stay that way, and that as a girl you can still aspire to be a police officer as well.
Law enforcement has historically been a male-dominated profession, but not here at Appleton. Appleton has a long history of having female officers, dating back to the 20s even, of having female officers here as officers in the city of Appleton. And so I think that that's one thing that makes us a progressive agency. It makes us a place that anyone can feel comfortable and welcomed to work.
You have to be willing to rock your strong suits as a woman and embrace the fact that you're not one of the boys, and be able to use that in a way that's beneficial to the rest of the force, because you balance things out. You complete the rest of the force in a way that the other men can't.
Whether you're female, male, a person of color, somebody with a different background, you bring something unique to this agency that when you're selected and you're hired, that we want those qualities to really shine here. So, trying to fit in terms of being somebody that you're not because you feel like that's the expectation of you, I would say it's quite the opposite. Really come here, be yourself, because that's why you were selected to be here.